ನಾಮದ ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣ ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೊ ಎನ್ನ ದೃಢ ಭಕ್ತಿ ನಿನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಡಿ ನಾ ಅಡಿಗೆರೆ ಕುವೆನಯ್ಯ ಅನುದಿನ ಪಾಡಿ ಕಡೆಗಣ್ಣಲೆ ಕೆನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ಬಿಡುವೆ ಕೊಡು ನ್ಯಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಯನ್ನ ದುರ್ಬುದ್ಧಿಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡಿಸೋ ನಿನ್ನ ಕರುಣ ಕವಚವೆನ್ನ ಹರಣಕ್ಕೆ ತೊಡಿಸೋ ದುರ್ಬುದ್ಧಿಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡಿಸೋ ನಿನ್ನ ಕರುಣ ಕವಚವೆನ್ನ ಹರಣಕ್ಕೆ ತೊಡಿಸೋ ಚರಣ ಸೇವೆ ನನಗೆ ಕೊಡಿಸೋ ಅಭಯ ಚರಣ ಸೇವೆ ನನಗೆ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಭಯ ಕರಪುಷ್ಪವನ್ನೆನ್ನ ಶಿರದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂಡಿಸೋ ಕರಪುಷ್ಪವನ್ನೆನ್ನ ಶಿರದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂಡಿಸೋ ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಯನ್ನ ಮೊರೆ ಹೊಕ್ಕವರ ಕಾವ ಬಿರುದು ಎನ್ನ ಮರೆಯದೆ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಯ್ಯ ಪೊರೆದು ದುರಿತಗಳೆಲ್ಲವ ತರಿದು ಸಿರಿ ದುರಿತಗಳೆಲ್ಲವ ತರಿದು ಸಿರಿ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲ ಎನ್ನನು ಪೊರೆದು ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲ ಎನ್ನನು ಪೊರೆದು ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ ಜಯ ರಾಮ ಜಯ ಜಯ ರಾಮ ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ ಜಯ ರಾಮ ಜಯ ಜಯ ರಾಮ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ ಜಯ ರಾಮ ಜಯ ಜಯ ರಾಮ ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ ಜಯ ರಾಮ ಜಯ ಜಯ ರಾಮ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ ಜಯ ರಾಮ ಜಯ ಜಯ ರಾಮ ओके ओके
निरतकरकलित नवनीतम् निरतकरकलित नवनीतम् निरतकरकलित नवनीतम् ब्रह्मादि सुरनिकर पावना शोभित पदम् निरतकरकलित नवनीतम् ब्रह्मादि सुरनिकर पावना शोभित पदम् भावयामि गोपालपालं मनस्सेवितं तत्पदं चिन्तयेयं सदा 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 कटिघटितमेखला खचितमणिघण्टिका कटिघटितमेखला खचितमणिघण्टिका पटलनिनदेन विभ्राजमानम् कटिघटितमेखला खचितमणिघण्टिका
जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम 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 जय जय राम इदे राम नाम परम राम नाम इदे राम नाम परम राम नाम परमात्मा ध्यान ई नाम परमात्मा ध्यान ई नाम ಶಿಲೆಯ ಮೆಟ್ಟಿ ವನಿತೆಯಗೈದ ಶಿವಧನುವ ಮುರಿದ ನಾಮ ಶಿಲೆಯ ಮೆಟ್ಟಿ ವನಿತೆಯಗೈದ ಶಿವಧನುವ ಮುರಿದ ನಾಮ ಶಕ್ತಿಶಾಲಿ ರಾವಣನನ್ನು ಸಂಹರಿಸಿ ಮೆರೆದ ನಾಮ ಶಕ್ತಿಶಾಲಿ ರಾವಣನನ್ನು ಸಂಹರಿಸಿ ಮೆರೆದ ನಾಮ ಹರಿಯು ಹರನು ಒಂದೇ ಎಂದು ಸಾರಿ ಸಾರಿ ಹೇಳುವ ನಾಮ ಹರಿಯು ಹರನು ಒಂದೇ ಎಂದು ಸಾರಿ ಸಾರಿ ಹೇಳುವ ನಾಮ ಇದೇ ರಾಮನಾಮ ಪರಮ ರಾಮನಾಮ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಈ ನಾಮ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಈ ನಾಮ ಚಂದ್ರಸೇನೆ ನಂಬಿದ ನಾಮ ಜಾಂಬವಂತ ಭಜಿಸಿದ ನಾಮ ಚಂದ್ರಸೇನೆ ನಂಬಿದ ನಾಮ ಜಾಂಬವಂತ ಭಜಿಸಿದ ನಾಮ ಸುಗ್ರೀವನು ಸಾರಿದ ನಾಮ ತಾಯಿ ಶಬರಿ ಹಾಡಿದ ನಾಮ ಸುಗ್ರೀವನು ಸಾರಿದ ನಾಮ ತಾಯಿ ಶಬರಿ ಹಾಡಿದ ನಾಮ ಜನುಮ ಮರಣ ಕಳೆಯುವ ನಾಮ ವೀರ ಹನುಮನು ಜಪಿಸುವ ನಾಮ ಜನುಮ ಮರಣ ಕಳೆಯುವ ನಾಮ ವೀರ ಹನುಮನು ಜಪಿಸುವ ನಾಮ ಇದೇ ರಾಮನಾಮ ಪರಮ ರಾಮನಾಮ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಈ ನಾಮ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಈ ನಾಮ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಈ ನಾಮ ಇದೇ ರಾಮನಾಮ ರಾಮನಾಮ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಈ ನಾಮ ಈ ನಾಮ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಇಸ್ ನಾಮ
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Yesterday we were talking about the uniqueness, how Papa is bringing to our mind that nobody is irrelevant, nobody is unimportant, nobody is insignificant, because everyone is unique, unique, unique. We also read out the inspiring message of Swami Chidanji Maharaj, you are unique in the eyes of God. A very important point for us. So our while chanting Ramnam, we are only praying to Him. Through masters, you have made me known that I am unique. I was trying to follow. But now you have made me understood that merely following is not enough. That is why probably in spite of my chanting for so many decades, I still feel there is some sort of insufficiency in my sadhana. So this will help us. Because what is suitable for our mind, intellect, equipment, nobody else can say that. No? Because that is his mold, original mold. Only that person will, if he tries to know, he will know. Otherwise, he will also not know. We have never tried to know that. No? We have been looking outside for everything. So we had never had a chance to discuss with him. Then only we will know that. No? So the sadhana so far we have done will definitely help in the sense, when we develop this inward journey, we might be blessed with occasions to commune with him, to talk to him, to have a dialogue with him. When that channel of communication is open, probably he may reveal to us what is it that I should do. So for that we have to have a channel of communication with him. And for the channel of communication, the mind has to become quiet. So if the mind has to become quiet, we should, with one thought, we are trying to eliminate all our thoughts. So Ramnam helps us to release us from all our notions, concepts. And then finally, only Nama stands, and Nama stands for whom? For that. So the communion, that is how it gets started. And through that communion, we will be able to slowly realize the master plan he has for us. This is how we take it. No? Each one can derive in their own way. This is how we take it. Achha, then we link it. Why did he make us to get in touch with a preceptor, spiritual preceptor, Guru? But luckily for us, spiritual preceptor himself says that you should rely on the Guru within. And he gives us some 1 line, 2 lines clues. We have to pursue. When you pursue this, probably we will know the technology that is needed for our mind to proceed. First of all, we stop asking outer guidance, because we had quite a number of years we have been seeking that. So it is high time we try to look within and seek guidance. And the aphorisms, we are not trying to follow that. It will help us. For example, behold, God is within you. God is infinite love. We are not mugging up and reproducing it. God is within you. How will I know? God is infinite love. How will I know? So each one does some reflection, contemplation. For serious sadhakas, Devotees, okay, whenever they are pressed for some relief, nothing wrong in their praying for relief. We are talking about sadhakas. The other day, we were discussing about
PPT, gratitude PPT, Swamiji showed. Yesterday's. God is within you.
yeah, that will help. Each one has to find out. Each one has to find out. Just now we remembered devotee and sadhaka. Is there a difference between sadhakas and devotees? Yes. Devotees are those who are devoted to God but aspire mainly for worldly things. They are not generally keen, somebody may be there, to have anything higher. Whereas jitnasus, sadhakas, aspire only for God. They put themselves under strict discipline, which is like an advanced course that demands a high standard of dispassion, intensity of aspiration, and discipline. So we have to choose now whether whether we come under the category of a devotee or a jitnasu. Artha, Artharthi, Jitnasu, Jnani. 4 types of bhaktas. When I am in trouble, I have to go to him, my parents, my father and mother, everything is he. So naturally I will go to him. I cry, plead, Artha. Artharthi also, when he gives me some cravings to have more possessions, to have a comfortable life, I again go to him to bless me with that. Very okay. Jitnasu is not that like that. I know that the moment I get it, I lose the charm. The moment I am relieved from one pain, another pain comes. But I want a permanent relief. That jitnasu. So in our case, having been blessed with 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years of association with Ashram, do we come under the category of jitnasu or devotee? We were all devotees, no doubt. But are we trying to graduate ourselves to the jitnasu level? Then only these teachings become relevant here. Because everything, all these 58 points he has mentioned, it is aimed at triggering, what we call, intensifying our efforts to feel His presence. Behold, God is within you, God is infinite. How do I become aware of His presence? Gratitude, of course, that PPT we saw, very interesting, very thought-provoking. Okay, so what? So many PPTs we will say. So many ideas we will get. What is happening to me? With this idea, when we go, probably we might get the guidance. But God is within you. I have intellectually understood that. Experientially, no. Why? The me and mine is still there, no. In the fourth one, he says that. Second is, He is the eternal light and joy that pervades the whole universe. Eternal light, what is that? Rise above the thought of all mundane things. Reach the height and glory of God's pure and effulgent presence. Give up I and mine, and you are face to face with God. Elevate every thought, and you dwell in a blissful divine consciousness that is in God. 4 is enough. How do we pursue? No discussion. Each one will contemplate. Intense. The Guru says God is, until such a time we did not know. The Guru says God is within you and He is infinite love. Please enable me to understand. If you simply ask a question, you will not get the answer. Something should follow along with that. What is that? There cannot be a general prescription. So each one will ask this question. He is the eternal light and joy that pervades the whole universe. Eternal light. In Upanishad they have beautifully brought out. But all those things remain at the textual level. No? We will read light. What is light?
Light which makes us aware of our beingness.
Swamiji, that light which makes me see myself sitting even in the darkness.
Yes. Whether it goes beyond the intellectual level, that is. I will again read, yes, what you said. Light of lights. What is that Kathopanishad sloka? You remember? While we were doing Arati, used to mention, no? न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्रतारकं नेमा विद्युतो भान्तोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तम् अनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासां सर्वमिदं विभाति तस्य भाति that which illumines. Everything we know that, but know that intellectually, yeah? Are we pursuing it? There is the problem we are. That is the real problem all of us are facing. How to get over that? That is why this time when the Namotsava concept came, because it just not like this, something solid should take place. How to do that? That also he has to give us some idea. Janaka. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, sage Ajnavalkya explained to Janaka about the self as the light of lights. There is a dialogue. The self is the pure awareness that shines as the light within the heart, surrounded by the senses. It is this self that is one with the soul reality, the Brahman. This self is free from desire, from evil, and from fear. The man who, in union with the self, sees without seeing, smells without smelling, all those things. Okay. There is a dialogue, we have kept somewhere.
Then May, June 2020, issue of the vision.
No, how to become one with him, it must be there.
Source of awareness.
Janaka. Not found.
Some vision. In the vision,
Vision we don't get it now.
it is there. Go to the email, Samaji. Yeah, we can get. I put everything over here and kept it. Whenever you need it, you can take it from there. I'll take the mouse, Samaji.
At least to some we will get light, he says. What is that light?
That's not doesn't share with me.
It's always we'll share somewhere.
Something's here. 95. May, June 1993. No, May, June 2020. COVID time. May, June.
Individual self and cosmic self.
I'm sorry.
We have kept it somewhere in some book.
May, June, yeah. May, June 2020. Yeah.
25.
Oh, it went down. Yeah, oh, okay.
What is the light that illumines a person? The light that awakens and impels him to perform all that he does. Yajnavalkya, the sun. Indeed, the sun indeed is his light. By the sun alone he sits, goes out, works and returns. Janaka, when the sun has set, what is his light? Yajnavalkya, the moon serves as his light. By the light of the moon he sits, goes out, works and turns. Janaka, when the sun and moon have both set, what is his light? The fire serves as his light. Through the fire he sits, goes out, works, returns. When the sun and moon have set, when the fire has gone out, what is his light? What is that?
We can show it to them someday if you want. They're here.
No, I will go through that. What is the source of light for you, disciple? To me, during the day it is the lofty sun. At night it is the lamp and the like. Let it be so. Tell me, in seeing the sun and the lamp, what is the source of illumination? That is the eye. What then when the eye is closed? It is the intelligence. All right, what reveals to the intelligence its functions? Coming to that, it is my own self, the eye. Well, your own self is then the supreme brilliance, the ultimate light, the first and last source of illumination. Is it not? Yes, O Lord, that is so. I am that. This is how they beautifully give. Upanishads, no? Beautifully. ज्योतिस्तव भानुमान हन्महे रात्रो प्रदीपादिगम श्यादेवं रविदीपदर्शन विधौ किं ज्योतिराख्यायहि मे चक्षुषस्य निमीलने आदिसमये किं दीहर दियो
Swamiji, can
दर्शने.
you please repeat it? Swamiji, please.
This is not shared with everyone.
No. What he was telling in English, I wanted repeated.
Now, see, just now we read Papa's words, light. So, suppose we do some, that is the only way we can do now, Rest of the thing one has to do by oneself. In a satsang, all that we can do is to share some thoughts that is written in Shastras or the words of wisdom by Mahatmas. But our problem is we stop with that. And it stays at the intellectual level, knowledge level. So when he says God is the light, what was that word?
God is the light of light. No, eternal light. Eternal light and joy.
He is the eternal light and joy that pervades the whole universe. How do I understand? This is the way. Eternal light. So when we start pursuing it, we go to the Upanishads. And the Upanishads are not the dictum or dogmas, It is the revelation of their inward journey that they share with others. Unlike us, no. We hear and we store it in our memory, we can reproduce it at the appropriate time. Everything is fine. Our intellect is so sharp, it can memorize, it can bring it out at the appropriate time, it can be presented in a beautiful way. All these things are tick mark. But that is not the end, The light of light should be felt by me, And what is that light? So here he says, where was it?
In Chrome sound.
Just now we went.
Yeah, Chrome we put 2 windows below. Yeah, this one.
So here he says that there is a disciple and actually Yajnavalkya and Janaka, they have beautifully brought it out. But the last portion is not there in this. Last portion is not there. So first of all he says, what is the light? Light means, we see sunlight, okay, with which we are all working. Night, moon. If the moon is not there, Amavasi or lamp. If these three are not there, then what is the light? Then they say, fire, lamp, everything is over. Suddenly, the disciple remains. The awareness. A simple example which is still in our memory. That was a great pointer and thought-provoking way. You are sitting in a room on the new moon day, Akmavasi day, 12 o'clock, pitch dark. You need a light to know any other thing, is it not? But to know that you are sitting, do you need a light? Think. To know that you are sitting there on that pitch dark, do you need a light? What is that light? The knowing principle in me, to that action we can go, that's all. That I am there, that is the light. Pratnanam. We cannot explain that. That is what, natatra suryo bhadi na chandradhara. There nothing enters. So to mastering the Upanishadic text, wonderful. But there we should not stop, So early morning or even in night, we sit for 5 minutes or 10 minutes and then find out, yes, my Guru says that it is the eternal light within me. God is expressive in the form of the eternal light within me. How am I to know that? Yeah, you are asking this question because of that light only, Then we explain.
Swamiji, in the middle of the night, when I'm drinking water, the water goes directly to the mouth. It doesn't go here and there. In the middle of the night when it's a pitch dark.
Correct. That awareness, even when we don't open, we can still manage, what is it that guides us? The light is off, the current is off, pitch darkness, you want to take your torch is under your pillow, on that particular day it is not there, what will you do? You start thinking, what is it that makes you think? And finally, it must be there. You slowly get up, there is a guidance coming from within as to how you should move toward the table or the almara or there, and then you pick up. And by the time you get the torch, the light is on. But we hardly recognize the role of the inner light. Please think over this. So Papa here says, that is the one. When we are chanting Ram Nam, he is the eternal light and joy. Joy here means, that fullness. There is no insufficiency, incompleteness, inadequacy, nothing. Full. In other words, thought-free. During our deep sleep, I am not talking about dream, deep sleep, there is no thought. That is why we say deep sleep. But when we come out of it, we say, wonderful. The moment he went there, that was when he got up. So there is a joy there, If it is disturbed, you are also disturbed. I did not have a wink of sleep yesterday. The hangover will be there. So the light means that awareness. L capital, joy, J capital. So it is not the usual light. It is the light that illumines. I exist because of the thought, The so-called me, it is available through my thought. But the thought is illumined by the awareness, that light. I am there. How do you know that you are there? Nobody need tell me why. It is illuminating, self-illumination. No switching off or switching on. So we are chanting the name to feel the presence of that eternal light and joy within us. And that is the one which pervades the whole universe. If it is pervading here, it will be pervading everywhere. So first was, behold, God is within you. Because he keeps on literally hammering, First of all, you should know that you are chanting the name of one who is within you. Whose name you are chanting? So there we have to stop and try to go within, What is that word? You have got that copy of pathway, what do you call password? No, don't worry. If it is not there, don't worry. Don't break your, that we have, no. I am talking about gross copy.
അറിയോ സ്വാമിജി
ஆ
ഇരുട്ടിൽ എല്ലാം കൂടി ഇന്റലക്ച്വലാ തന്നെ തെരിയുമല്ലോ
என்ன
ഇരുട്ടില് രൂപൂന്റെ തെരിയണം ഇന്റലക്ച്വലാ തന്നെ തെരിയണം ബോധ സ്വഭാവത്തിന് തെരിയുന്നതാണ് ഞാൻ ചിരിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്
முள்ள சொல்லுங்க கேட்கறது இல்லை.
Swamiji is telling we are understanding only intellectually, no?
Ah.
In the middle of the night we are understanding.
அதுதான், that is the problem. Now it is high time, every day morning when he makes us to read a few lines before we start chanting at 6:40, 6:50, 6:45, 6:45, and again at 7 o'clock, and again at 7:15. He keeps on as if he is having a hammer and like this. Because every day he says, Ramdas has already said that when we are repeating the name of God, we must be conscious that we are repeating the name of one who is within us, who is our true being and existence. We must keep this central fact in our mind when taking his name. Then the practice will gradually make us aware of his existence within us. At the beginning we are not aware of it, but we intellectually accept the idea that God dwells within us and we take his name. The association with him is there mentally, and it grows into an experience when we actually feel his presence by constantly hammering into the mind that God whom we aspire to see is within us, and the name we repeat is his name. The object of repeating the name is to purify the mind and thereby get the awareness of him within us. Clear, no? There is no ambiguity here. God then becomes not a matter of mere intellectual acceptance but an object of intimate and close experience. Because our communion with him through the name becomes so perfect that gradually we lose the distinction between ourselves and him, freed from all desires and outgoing tendencies, find union with him. We then realize that the light of God is nothing but, how he is connecting up. We then realize that the light of God is nothing but the light that comes from our own soul. Actually, when the light dawns on us, we cannot but see him everywhere. As we become aware of him within us, we become conscious of him without us also. We feel his presence everywhere. We see a strange, all-pervading light wherein all beings and creatures seem to be so many bubbles appearing and disappearing. The second point is beautifully explained. Explained, okay? Now again, we hear this. We say a wonderful explanation. And unknowingly we don't pursue.
The first and second points are covered in this. The first and second point are covered.
Second point. Second point is a very important point,
Now there is something.
What did you say?
Understood.
Sorry?
He has understood.
He
we
has
are.
understood.
Follow it. Yes, you understand something.
Correct. So this is what This is what prompted us by him to have this Namotsava. We did make a beginning. Every 25 minutes we stop. Out of 30 minutes, one session. Then one or two, I don't know. One quotation. One quotation or some statement that relates to this. And here, of course, it had to be translated. Twice we repeat that. It is a recorded voice. And then we leave for contemplation for 2 minutes. Mind will not cooperate. First attempt, So we should be very clear about why we are doing it in the Namotsava. Now, again, he is providing another opportunity for us in Tiruvannamalai. So in these 2.5 days intense, we will try to learn something from what we have done in the year and year, and try to pray to him to make us introduce something that becomes effective in us. Like, for example, suppose we are having a session now. we read this, okay? Ramdas has already said that when we are repeating the name of God, we must be conscious that we are repeating the name of one who is within us, who is our true being and existence. We must keep this central fact in our mind when taking his name. Then the practice will gradually make us aware of his existence within us. At the beginning, we are not aware of this, but we intellectually accept the idea that God dwells within us and we take his name. The association with him is there mentally, and it grows into an experience when we actually feel his presence by constantly hammering into the mind that God whom we aspire to see is within us and that the name we repeat is his name. So slowly we read, we try to understand. Then everybody pauses. Try, all these essence intellectually. Then we start the Ramnam. Om Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Again we come. By constantly present, it grows into when we actually feel it by constantly hammering into the mind that God whom we aspire to see is within us and the name we repeat is his name. We may chant for 15 minutes or 20 minutes and again, or 15 minutes we will chant, again we will repeat this word, again we will chant, any exercise by which the mind is slowly trained to go inward. All these are all trial runs. The actual one, only that person will know he has got it. So the more we think about it, instead of reading, now you see how the guidance comes. Aphorisms, from aphorism, he prompts us to go to his own words. They are in different books. He makes us to go there. So one assurance is there, when we are on that path, he will guide us. So far we were looking up to outer guidance, his words, Shastras, Upanishads. That has not helped us. That we already know. We are reading it. This book was printed and given to everybody. As usual, it is in the shelf. We have read it. Probably some of us would have memorized it. But actually, so the object of repeating the name is to purify the mind and thereby get the awareness of him within us. The object of repeating his name is to purify the mind and thereby get the awareness of him. Then I start thinking, what is this purification? What does it mean? And each one will be frank and blunt towards oneself, Outside we may pose as a big man. Our cravings, our infatuations, our attachments, our preconceived notions, our rights and wrongs, likes and dislikes, prejudices, assertions, everything, intact. These are all called the impurities. So if the impurities, for the impurities, I have to use this soap, Ram Nam. Am I doing like that? Or is it becoming an mechanical exercise? At when the mantra initiation is given, right from Puja Mataji's days, we were using one talk which Papa said about the sweetness of Ramna. And he declares that the moment he starts chanting, he starts enjoying the sweetness. Like lavender, when you put it, it doesn't take time. Immediately you start feeling it. And he said, we are also chanting, we don't get that. The next line he says, you will not be able to enjoy the sweetness so long as you have got lower passions. Then he brings out a beautiful example, easily verifiable. Sugar is sweet. When the same sugar is put in the mouth of a man who is having some fever, it doesn't taste sweet, it tastes bitter. He throws it away. That means fever. Oh. So the lower passions, So all these cravings, infatuations, attachments, all these what we lifted, they are the one which does not permit me to enjoy the sweetness. And Papa adds, you go to the doctor when you get a fever and he gives you medicine, then you get cured. Then again the sugar becomes sweet. So here the doctor is the guru and you go and then follow his instructions and then you will enjoy. So that word, very, very important. Though it is not meant for initiation, but there is a very thought-provoking talk of Papa. So purity, yes, we were discussing about purity. So while we chant, suppose we bring in, I know my weaknesses. I know my negative, what do you call, down-pulling forces, the negative forces in me. Immediately I pray to him, please relieve me from this craving. Because now I know that so long as this craving is there, I will not be able to feel your presence. Like that, slowly the sadhana starts. So here he says, because our communion with him through the name becomes so perfect that gradually, is present by constantly hammering to the object of repeat is to purify the mind. The object of repeating the name is to purify the mind and thereby get the awareness of him within us. You see, one line, how much time it took for us. With this reflection, suppose we try Nama, we don't know whether we will get it or not. We might. Because at least now we have diagnosed the disease. And just because we hear this, our mind will not become pure. That is why you will all remember when Puja Mataji approached Papa, he put her on severe test. What was the test? Go to a stranger's house and do all sorts of menial jobs. She comes from a middle income group, middle class family. She would have been getting things done through a servant. So she was bluntly asked to go and do this. Washing the clothes, wiping, dusting, so many things. Then we try, why that the me and mine should go. And how she was blessed to have the right attitude. Without grumbling, because she was clear. She was given Ramnam. If the Ramnam has to become effective, the mind has to become pure. So with Ramnam, Gandhiji used to say, in beautiful, Nama helps you to purify, and purification is a must for Nama. So how do we understand? You have to understand by your doing it. And he says, just because my mind is impure, I will not. No, you should do Ramnam. Tomorrow, if we remember, we will bring that particular portion. He says that Nama is for purification. But just because I am impure, I will not take under shelter. There is no use of my chanting Ramnam because I am impure. No. Impurity will go by Ramnam. We start thinking about it. How? Both look to be paradoxical, no?
Vicious circle. It's a vicious circle.
So then we understand what he means is When we chant the name, when we don't get concentration, when the mind goes out, when the mind is reveling in sense objects, while chanting is going on, then we become aware. Mind is impure. These are all the areas. So I start praying. Today, 1 or 2 Ramnam, I was able to do it honestly. After that, the mind started going here and there. It is not getting focused. Why are you making me to do that? Then you will get the answer also. And then we will impose certain vows. He will prompt us. And so many systems will follow, not outwardly, inwardly it will come. So having started this, we will again once more read, very important. When we repeat the name of God, devotee asks, should we do it with the sense that we are going nearer to God? Or should we do so in a sense of unity with God or with the world? Or should we do so in an attitude of surrender to God? Or should we unite all these? I don't know how. So Papa says, Ramdas has already said that when we are repeating the name of God, we must be conscious that we are repeating the name of one who is within us, who is our true being and existence. There itself we have to stop and ask. We must keep this central fact in our mind when taking his name. Then the practice will gradually make us aware of his existence within us. Gradually, At the beginning we are not aware of this, but we intellectually accept the idea that God dwells within us and we take his name. That is the role of Shastras and Gurus, that's all, awakened. Less of the doing, we have to do it by ourselves. The association with him is there mentally, and it grows into an experience when we actually feel his presence. By constantly hammering into the mind that God whom we aspire to see is within us, and the name we repeat is his name. Again he elaborates. The object of repeating the name is to purify the mind and thereby get the awareness of him within us. At least now some diagnosis, we have diagnosed our problem. Why we are not in a position to concentrate when the Nama chanting is done? For others we feel we are chanting. Because God then becomes not a matter of mere intellectual, but an object of intimate and close experience. Because our communion with him through the name becomes so perfect, gradually we lose the distinction between ourselves and him. Because when the veil, the curtain is removed, sense of individuality fully realizes it is in him. And freed from all desires and outgoing tendencies, find union with him. We then realize that the light of God is nothing but the light that comes from our own soul. Actually, when the light dawns on us, we cannot but see him everywhere. Instead of telling we will see him everywhere, that usage, beautiful. We cannot but, 100% sure. As we become aware of him within us, we become conscious of him without us also. We feel his presence everywhere. We see a strange, all-pervading light wherein all beings and creatures seem to be so many bubbles appearing and disappearing. So he is the eternal light and joy that pervade the whole universe. So we pray to him, now you are guiding us. Why don't you please take one more step inward? Help us to do that, please. Intellectually everything you have cleared, so that the intellect will not put any hurdle. That part you have taken care now. Now with that I have to travel in with him. The vehicle is there, the vehicle has to move in the right direction, then only I will reach, So some of it we will take it up every day and let us see how it helps us.
Swamiji,
Ah,
right now you are the intermediary. You are only making us understand. We don't understand anything ourselves.
let us pursue, no? Again, let us not get halted anywhere. God is clearing it as maybe through this Satsang. He is making us to go to His own teachings. But what is important is the real purpose will be served only. We can try it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes in the morning. At a stretch we cannot. During our 16 hours of waking state, 16 or 17 hours, we don't know. It may not be possible for us. Our mind is not trained, our body is not trained. One thing or other it will take us out. But this 5 to 10 minutes in the morning, again we are coming back to that. And periodical Namotsava will definitely give a push. Probably that is why he prompted not to have any discourse, any pravachan, any such things this year, 5 days. Everybody got involved. So that much he has assured us now. The taste for Nama is so deep in us that whether we take advantage of it in the way in which he wants us, probably that may not be there. That may be the next stage. But these 5 days, these 40 sessions, 40 sessions. Nobody was getting up, nobody was going here and there. Nama, 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 Nama. Mind may be going here and there. We won't say that mind is. But the first step of putting a restriction on any other thing except Nama. Even if the mind goes, I will be hearing the Nama. If I am not chanting, others chanting will definitely come to me. Again pulling me back, again going out, again pulling me back. So this first exercise was successfully done by His grace. So we are now praying, when you are giving us a second opportunity now, immediately after this, we never thought about it, we never planned about it. So there we will try to refine something more. And if everybody is interested and if he gives the prompting to everybody, we can also try again during May, month of May, being the Ashram's anniversary. 15th May, 2026. How many years?
95. 95.
95th anniversary. 15th May. If everybody is interested and if everybody can do the groundwork, homework, we will try to go one more step. We would like to. Probably, I don't know whether he is planning like that. We have no idea at all. But this is how it slowly now becomes. Namotsav, Namotsav, Namotsav. More about it tomorrow. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram. Jai Jai